So it's sewing time. It's sewing time. It's sewing time. Now this time you had to just not come up here. I am so excited. I'm so excited. So before I go any further, let's introduce myself. My name is Miss Peaches. hmm And that's all you need to know. So I have decided I want to learn how to sew. Look at her, Peaches Jr. My name is Peaches. Miss Peaches with an S. Her name is Peaches with a Z. Miss Peaches. So let me turn on my lights so you can see. See Miss Peaches. I'm just keeping my knees on this stupid thing. Oh my god. So I'm so excited about this. Like, really, really. So if you saw my intro, you already know what this is about. This is a judge free sewing zone. Let me tell you, I'm just getting into this. So if you are just getting into this and you want to learn how to sew without being ridiculed because your pot holder look like a rat, welcome. Welcome. If somebody asks you what is a measuring tool that you use for sewing, and you say electrical tape, I'm not gonna judge you. If you don't know what a hem is, I'm not gonna judge you. If you don't know the difference between a needle you use to hand sew and a needle you put into a machine like Miss Peaches, I'm not gonna judge you, girl or guy, whoever. We learning together. This, my loves, is going to be a long marathon, not a sprint. So, like I said in my intro video, if you here to learn how to sew like that, so you could be a professional seamstress like that, you in the wrong channel. This ain't it. This ain't what you want, chick. This ain't it. Yeah. So, first thing we want to learn, we need to learn people. We need to learn our terminology. We need to know what we talking about when we talking about it. It don't do you no good to watch no YouTube video from YouTube University about sewing if you don't understand the words that are coming out of their mouth. I'm just saying. This remember, we're going to take it back to the basics. And one of the basics is learning your terminology. We're going to learn together. Now, if you decide to take what we learn and turn it into a glorious business, do you, boo, do you. But this is for fun. This is just for us to learn. You know, I'm not gonna say what my future holds when it comes to this because I don't know. I'm not in that for that. I just want to know how to sew. I want to be able to put a button on without it falling off 5 minutes later. I want to be able to do a hem without it looking like An infidel. I'm just saying. I don't know about you, but that's what I'm giving. That's my life I'm living. I'm trying to get, that's what I want to do. I want to know the difference between sewing scissors and paper scissors. It's given the basics. So welcome to Teach Me How to Sew with La Rose Home Decor Boutique. Mhm, 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 mhm. So let's get down to business. So enough chitter chatter. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a wonderful day. You are not late. You are actually on time. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. You are on time. Because guess what? This is our first episode. Get ready? So, I wish I was able to darken this screen a little bit so you can actually see it. I'm going to work on it. So, when I'm teaching, so I'm going to tell you, this is what you're going to need for my class. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need paper. And you're going to need a pen. You might need some highlighters. Maybe a pencil. Whatever you like to write with. But you're going to need paper. Maybe a notebook. Whatever your preference is. If you're not trying to have paper here, paper there, get you a little notebook. Get your nice little notebook. You can go to Five Below, Dollar General, um, maybe Dollar Tree. They not gonna have. If Dollar Tree have it, it won't be thick. Walmart, wherever. Get your notebook, write on it. So the goal is to have fun, to learn and have fun, and learn and have fun. Now, right now, I am doing videos and I'm posting them. But my ultimate goal is to be able to go live. I know I ain't got over 10 subscribers, but I'm hoping to have more. Okay? So I need you to subscribe. I need you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, and hit that notification button. So whenever the video drops, you can catch it. Catch it when it drops. Catch it. Because you never know. So, as I said, we're going to learn the basics, which will be terminology. First thing, let's talk about basic sewing terminology. This is the beginning stages. So, so many terminologies, so many words, so many words. But we're gonna get it. People might be laughing at us now, but in the meantime, the while they just gonna be like, "Oh, girl, you say you gonna be like, can I did, and I did." Right now they're like, "What is that? What is it? Oh yeah, oh I can kind of see it. I see it. Yeah, it's supposed to be a rose. It looks like a fish. Yeah, I kind of see that a little bit. But then after a while, by the time we get through learning what we need to learn together, now don't fret. Because I know you might be looking at me and saying, well, how you teaching us if you trying to learn too? We learning together, first and foremost. What did I say at the beginning? Judge free zone. We what? But we don't. We what? And we don't. We what? And we don't. We listen and we don't judge. I have people that work behind the scenes, way behind the scenes, that once I get off the video, if I see something and I'm really not not unsure about. That's why I would like to do live so that way people can comment and say whatever and ask questions or maybe chime in and say, hey, that means such and such and such. It might be people up here that know a little bit more than what we know that may can help us. But hey, we want to start off, we're starting off small, but we want to build a village. We want to have a support system. So that's where I come in at, you know. Okay, so first thing we're going to learn about is measuring tools. I got a little show tell, a little bit. I don't know how much. I just got a little bit. So we're going to learn about measuring tools. If you don't know how to measure, your stuff going to be crooked. This is what we use. Put your husband tape back in the shed. This what we use. Okay? We are not cutting. Hear me when I say we not cutting wood. Put your husband tape measure back in his tool shed. Okay? So, first of all, what is a measuring tool? Let's find out. Measuring tools are necessary to be able to mark where buttons should go or a seam, how high to sew a hem. There are a variety of different tools that you can use for marking. First one is what I got in my hand. This is called a tape measure. It's a flexible fabric, as we can see, or plastic measuring device, usually sold in 60-inch lengths. Let's see if this is a 60, which side we should look on, the big side or the small side. So it looks like if we start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They come in different colors. You can get them at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, fabric stores. Okay, as we can see, the one I have is 60 inches. The tape measure can be used to take body measurements. So this is what, if you are a female, you should know. If you have ever had your upper body measured, you use this to measure. Ooh. You can measure this, measure your waist, measure your. When you do this, it tells you what size cups, and this way tells you the width. So, like, I'm gonna explain something to you. You know how it's 48, 34 beads, like that. B is the cups. The letter is the cup, and the number is the bust for it. Okay. Um. So you can know one's own body measurements is what I just did. The measuring tape is also used to measure fabric and other project pieces for making. So I do have a piece of fabric here. If I was to put this here, it's a mess in here. I gotta do better with my life. If I was to put this here, and I would start at 1 to see how big this piece is, and it's given 8. It stopped popping. So we're looking at 8 inches when I measure. Okay. Next thing we have is, I wish they had a picture. A seam gauge is usually generally 6-inch measure with numerous markings. I don't know if this is it or not. Um, let's Google. Yeah. So the seam gauge that I have, it does not actually have the 1/8 and the 1/1/2 and stuff like that on it, which is weird because I guess you have to, if you get one that looks like this, you have to guesstimate on it. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. Have you ever seen one of those and wonder what the heck was it? That's what it is. It's a seam gauge. And if I bring it close, you can see the 1/2 and things of that nature. I mean, didn't nobody ask you to do all that, you done. All right. So it says example 1/8, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2, 3/4, and 1-inch margins. It is generally used to measure short lengths and also used for seams and hems. I was getting ready to say that. My mom did tell me that. Um, my mom sews. She used to sew. I have aunts. I have a god sister. So if it's something that I don't understand, just like I'm going over this with you all, if I come across something that I'm not really familiar with or unsure of, I will I can ask. I can find out, I can ask. So we can play millionaire. Call a friend. Something. Okay. Next is a yardstick. A yardstick, if you've seen a yardstick, everybody should have seen a yardstick sometime in your life. The teachers used to have it laying on so you know how you have the chalkboard and the silver piece, the little silver boards where they have the eraser and the chalk. Some teachers used to have the yardstick right there, especially if it was math class. You may have seen it if you have a husband, boyfriend, whatever. You may have just seen it in Lowe's if you've been in Lowe's, any hardware store, any hardware department. It's long. It's usually wooden. 36-inch measuring tool used to check the grain and the straight of the fabric. The yardstick is easier to use as the seamstress is often working with fabrics that are 36 to 45 inches wide. So this is good from what I'm understanding, but when you get to wider fabric, and my mom was mentioning something like that to me about having a ruler. I was like, I don't have a ruler. I have a small one, but I don't have a yardstick. I used to. I don't know where it's at. I think it broke or something. Um, a transparent. You know what? We're not gonna do that. Let's do this. Let's do it right. We're not gonna do it at all. Yardstick. For those that do not know, this is a yardstick. This is what it looks like. Maybe if you see the picture, you might go, "Oh yeah, I know what that is." All right, and the next one, it's called transparent ruler. So let me put for sewing. I'll make sure it's giving me what I need. Okay. So this is a transparent ruler. I don't have this, but as you can see, this is what it is. A transparent ruler is clear and gives the ability to see through, which is useful for measuring. The transparent ruler is also used for easier marking of tucks, darts, pleats, and button something buttonholes. The transparent ruler can be purchased in various sizes. One of the first to purchase might be the 18-inch. So when we get ready to purchase our rulers, they say one of the first to purchase might be the 18-inch. So if you get ready to get your 18-inch, as it can work on small and large projects or large projects. So I guess it's saying, versus buying three, four, five of them or whatever, you can if you just get started by 18-inch, you can use it for multiple things. All right. Hem gauge. Let's find a picture of that. I want to be detailed because I want you all to be able to come back and look at this. So, I'm guessing this is a hem gauge. It's different. It looks similar to the one I showed you earlier, but if you can see, it has the slits in it at the top. Um, let's look at the sewing gauge and see what that looks like. Well, no, it's the same thing, so I don't know why it's giving it two different names. But the hem gauge or the sewing gauge is the same thing. You know. Um, it's made up of metal or plastic. This piece of equipment is used for marking straight or curved hems. All right. So remember, I told you this is gonna be a marathon and not a sprint. We done. We are done. I know it's gonna get boring as all get out. Cause you ready to sew something, do something, make something. And we gotta know, we gotta learn. We gotta know what we're doing. Let me tell you something. I don't know if any of one of you have ever purchased fabric. Fabric is expensive. Okay? Back in the day, when I was coming up, I was born in the 70s. Can you say? Yeah, I know. I was born in the 70s. So my parents didn't have they didn't have this. So it was cheaper for my mom to purchase fabric and make my clothes than buy them. Now fabric is so expensive. It's almost like by the time you buy the fabric and the thread and the needles and the this and the that and sit down and make it and cut it out. You may get frustrated and say, look, I could just go ahead and buy me an outfit. It's about the same thing or whatever. Fabric is expensive. So you need to know what you're doing. Because what you don't want to do is cut your fabric up, mess it up because you experiment. because you didn't want to take the class. So the best thing to do is be like the tortoise and the rabbit. Don't be like the rabbit. You know so much shit you don't know nothing, and then the tortoise eating up beating you. Don't let us beat you. So yeah, so that's where we're at. So today, let's recap. So what did we learn today? Tonight we have learned about measuring tools. We learned about tape measure, seam gauge. We also learned that a seam gauge is also called a hem gauge. They look the same. Yardstick. We learned that with the yardstick, we can use a yardstick in order to measure out our fabric. And that it's usually easier for seamstress to use a yardstick versus this. Okay? What did we learn about this? We learned that we can use this not just to measure our fabric, but our waist and our bust line. Some people do their legs, their arms, around your neck, your head. Ooh, excuse me, your head. If you make it head coverings. And that's what it's good for because it can bend and it can just do whatever you want to do. Whereas with a yardstick, it cannot. But a lot of seamstresses use yardsticks to measure their fabric because they're usually working with big, wide fabric, 36 to 45 inches wide. And it's easier than this because it moves. The yardstick is just gone. This is flimsy. We learned about the transparent ruler when we start getting into patterns and stuff like that. But we have transparent ruler is also used for easier marking of tuck, darks, pleats, and buttons. Okay, we're gonna learn what tucks are. We're going to learn what darts are. We're going to learn what pleats are. You should already know what a buttonhole is because if you ever had a pair of pants or a shirt that had buttons that you had to fasten, you should know what a buttonhole is. Pleats are something, I don't know if you really know what a pleat is. Pleats were really, really given 80s, maybe 90s. But I know my mom and I used to wear a lot of pleated stuff back in the day, and we used to see pleats and we're like, oh my god, it's so pretty. Now I'm like, ooh. But even they could have them in your pants. It's like a little fold. I don't have any pants on this like that, but we're gonna learn what that is. We're gonna learn what tucks are. Like I said, darts. Um, because when you have patterns, they're going to have marks like that on it. And if you're using the transparent ruler, you can mark that off where it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? On your fabric. Okay. What else? What else did we learn? Was that it? Yeah, that was it. But guess what? That was almost 30 minutes between my intro and we chitter chatter. And this, I think we did good. We did very well. We did very well. So, thank you all for watching the first episode of Teach Me How to Sew by La Rose Home Decor Boutique. And I hope you go and tell a friend. Don't have your friend all out there willy nilly trying to put buttons on her chair and stuff and she don't know what she's doing. Go get your friend some help. Tell her, look, come over here. Tell her, come say, girl, I got somewhere for you to go. What you doing? Nothing. I got somewhere for you to go. Tell her to come over here. Watch it. You can put it up on your TV. It's on YouTube and watch it together. And don't forget, go out and purchase you a nice size notebook because you're going to need it. You're going to need it to make notes. And if you don't feel like doing it right now and you just want to watch to see what it's about, see if it's giving what you want it to give, you can do that as well. And a good thing about doing this, you can always go back, rewind, pause, make notes, rewind, pause, make notes. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm so excited about this journey. I'm so excited about learning with you all because people that learn together can grow together, especially if you're not a gatekeeper, and we're not gatekeeping around here. Everybody is learning something, and we giving back. Okay, you got it. If you know something, give back. The more positive energy you put out, the more come back to you. Don't be no gatekeeper. It's not cute. So until next time, thank you for joining. Bye. Okay, I just did a whole extra. Okay. All right, I'm gone now. Bye. See you next episode.